Venice by Walking 20. Must-see spots. Welcome to Venice, everyone. This is a city that floats, a labyrinth of canals, bridges and beauty. On this walking tour, I'll share 20 must-see spots that capture Venice's essence. We'll wander through squares, marvel at architecture and uncover hidden gems. By the end, you'll have truly experienced Venice. Lace up those walking shoes because we're about to embark on an unforgettable adventure. Our adventure begins in the heart of Venice, St. Mark's Square. This is the drawing room of Europe. You're surrounded by Venice's iconic landmarks. St. Mark's Basilica with its Byzantine domes and gold mosaics. Stories are hidden in plain sight. Those bronze horses are war booty from Constantinople. Venice's history is about conquest and commerce as well as art and beauty. Now, just a stone's throw from the Basilica is the Doge's Palace. This Gothic masterpiece was once the beating heart of the Venetian Republic. Imagine the power plays, the political maneuvering that happened within these very walls. And just across the courtyard, connected to the palace by the Bridge of Sighs, is the prison. Legend has it that prisoners would steal one last longing glimpse of Venice through those tiny windows before being led to their cells. No trip to Venice is complete without a stroll across the Rialto Bridge. It's the oldest of the 4 bridges spanning the Grand Canal. For centuries it was the bustling centre of Venetian trade. Merchants hawked wares, gondolas glided beneath organised chaos. Over 400 years later it stands as a testament to Venetian ingenuity. And here it is, the Grand Canal. This isn't just a waterway, it's the lifeblood of Venice, its main thoroughfare. As we glide along, look at these elegant palazzos lining the banks. Each one has a story to tell, whispers of wealthy merchants, noble families, and the artists they patronized. Beneath the tranquil surface of the Grand Canal lies the ghost of an ancient Roman road, a hidden reminder that Venice is built on layers upon layers of history. Our next stop takes us to the Ca' d'Oro, which means Golden House. You can just imagine how this palace shimmered in its heyday. Its facade adorned with gold leaf and vibrant colors. Now, it houses a wonderful museum of art. But look closely at the intricate marble tracery, the delicate details. Inspired by Islamic architecture, it's a testament to Venice's far-reaching trade connections with the East. And here we are at the Basilica di Santa Maria della Salute, its grand dome dominating the skyline. This church is more than just a beautiful building, it's a symbol of hope. Built as an offering to the Virgin Mary after Venice was ravaged by the plague in the 1630s, it depicts the Virgin Mary interceding to free Venice from the plague's grip. It's a powerful reminder of the city's resilience, its ability to rise from even the darkest of times. The Jewish Ghetto, a story of resilience. Our walk takes us now to the Jewish Ghetto. Established in 1516, it's one of the oldest ghettos in Europe. Despite being confined to this small area, the Jewish community thrived, contributing immensely to the city's cultural and economic life. Visit the synagogues tucked away in these narrow streets. You'll find a rich tapestry of history, tradition, and resilience. Campo Santa Margherita, living like a local. Let's step away from the grand landmarks for a bit and wander into Campo Santa Margherita. This is where you really get a feel for everyday Venetian life. Students from the nearby university gather in the cafes, locals chat over their morning espressos, and the market stalls are bursting with fresh produce. It's a vibrant, lively atmosphere. Centuries ago, this square was a bustling fish market, adding another layer of history to its charm. Scuola Grande di San Rocco Tintoretto's masterpiece. Our next stop is a real treat for art lovers, the Scuola Grande di San Rocco. This is where you'll find Tintoretto's masterpiece, his Sistine Chapel, if you will. The walls and ceilings are covered in his dramatic, powerful scenes from the Bible. The sheer scale of his work is breathtaking, but it's the details that really get you, the way he captures light and shadow, the expressions on the faces of his figures. It's like stepping right into a storybook. Now, for something a little different, let's head to the Peggy Guggenheim collection. This modern art museum is housed in Peggy Guggenheim's former home, the Palazzo Venier dei Leoni, Right on the Grand Canal, you'll find works by Picasso, Dali, Pollock, the giants of modern art. The palazzo itself was never actually finished, giving it a unique charm. Imagine sipping your coffee in the sculpture garden, overlooking the Grand Canal, the perfect blend of art and atmosphere. And here we are at Teatro La Fenice, Venice's Grand Opera House. The name means the Phoenix, and it's an incredibly fitting name. This theatre has a dramatic history, having burned down 3 times, and each time it's been rebuilt, rising from the ashes more magnificent than before. It embodies the spirit of Venice itself, its resilience, its passion, its refusal to be defeated. Let's hop on a vaporetto and head over to the island of San Giorgio Maggiore. This island is dominated by the church of the same name, designed by the great Renaissance architect Andrea Palladio. But the real reason to come here is the view. Climb the bell tower and get ready for one of the best panoramas of Venice. You'll see the entire city spread out before you. The Doge's Palace, St. Mark's Campanile, the jumble of rooftops. Back on the main islands, let's make our way to the Libreria Acqua Alta. This isn't your average bookstore, folks. This is a bookstore that has learned to live with Venice's high tides. Books are stored in bathtubs, waterproof bins, even gondolas. It's a quirky, charming, and slightly chaotic tribute to the written word, and keep an eye out for the resident cats. They seem to love the books as much as the human visitors do. Our next stop is the Basilica dei Frari, a grand Gothic church that houses masterpieces by some of Venice's greatest artists, Titian, Bellini, and more. Inside, you'll find Titian's famous Assumption of the Virgin. Titian himself is buried here, his tomb marked by a simple plaque, a humble resting place for a giant of the art world. Let's circle back for a moment to the Bridge of Sighs. You've probably seen a million pictures of this beautiful enclosed bridge connecting the Doge's palace to the prison. It's romantic, isn't it? But it's important to remember the reality of what this bridge represented. For the prisoners who crossed it, it was a one-way ticket to confinement. Their sighs those of saying goodbye to freedom, perhaps forever. It's time to hop on a vaporetto again and head to Murano, the island famous for its glass making. Here you can watch master glass blowers at work, transforming molten glass into delicate works of art, vases, sculptures, jewelry. It's a tradition that's been alive here for centuries. Back in the day, glassmakers were treated like royalty, even exempt from taxes. But they were also forbidden from leaving Venice. The secrets of their craft were too precious to risk falling into the wrong hands. And just a short boat ride from Murano is Burano, an island that feels like it's straight out of a storybook. The houses here are painted in a dazzling array of colors, creating a rainbow on the lagoon. Legend has it that the fishermen painted their houses bright colors to find their way home through the fog. Today it's a photographer's paradise, but Burano isn't just about pretty houses. It's also renowned for its lace making, with artisans creating intricate lace pieces by hand, keeping a centuries-old tradition alive. San Michele Island, a moment of reflection. Our next stop takes us to San Michele Island. This island serves a very specific purpose. It's Venice's cemetery island. It's a place of peace, of quiet reflection, where the great composer Igor Stravinsky and the poet Ezra Pound are laid to rest, among many others. Dorsoduro, sunset strolls, and gelato dreams. Back on the main islands, let's end our day with a stroll through the Dorsoduro district. This is a more laid-back part of Venice, popular with students and artists. Wander along the Zattere promenade and enjoy the stunning views across the Giudecca Canal. This is where locals come to escape the crowds, enjoy the sunset, and share a bottle of wine with friends. And while you're here, treat yourself to a scoop of gelato, the perfect way to end a day of exploring. Gondola ride, Venice's most romantic experience. As the sun begins to set, casting a golden glow over the city, it's time for one last adventure, a gondola ride. This is the quintessential Venetian experience. As you glide silently through the narrow canals, you'll see a side of Venice that most visitors miss. It's the perfect way to say arrivederci to this magical city. Arrivederci, Venice. Well, folks, we've come to the end of our Venetian adventure. I hope you've seen that Venice isn't just about grand canals and famous landmarks. It's about the stories hidden in every stone, the echoes of the past whispering in the alleyways, and the vibrant life that continues to thrive here. Thanks for exploring with me. Until next time, arrivederci.